The Echo in room 317. No one ever stayed long at the Evergreen Motel on Route 66. It was one of those forgotten places between towns peeling green paint, a flickering neon sign that only lit up half the letters, and a night manager named Roy who never looked anyone in the eye. People stopped there when their cars broke down, when they were running from something, or when they simply had nowhere else to go. On a cold October night, a woman named Clara arrived just after midnight. She was 31, drove an old silver sedan with California plates, and carried only one small suitcase. Her eyes looked like they had seen too much. "I need a room for the night," she told Roy. "Room 317, he muttered, sliding the key across the counter without looking up. "Top floor, end of the hall. Don't mind the noises. Old building." Clara didn't ask questions. She was used to not asking questions anymore. The room smelled of dust and old cigarettes. The wallpaper had yellowed flowers that seemed to wilt even more under the dim lamp. She dropped her suitcase, kicked off her shoes, and collapsed onto the bed. Sleep came fast, too fast. At 3:13 a.m., she woke to the sound of laughter. It was a child's laugh light, innocent, coming from inside her room. Clara sat up, heart pounding. The room was empty. She checked the bathroom, the closet, even under the bed. Nothing. She lay back down, telling herself it was just a dream. Then the laughter came again, closer this time, followed by a small voice whispering, "Mommy, come play." Clara froze. She had no children. She had never been a mother. The voice giggled again. "You forgot me again." By morning, Clara convinced herself she had imagined everything. She packed her things quickly and went to check out. Roy was still behind the counter, sipping coffee. "Sleep okay?" he asked, the first time he had shown any interest. "Fine." Clara lied. As she turned to leave, Roy spoke quietly. "Most people only stay one night in 317. You might want to drive far today." Clara paused. "Why?" Roy finally looked at her. His eyes were tired, almost sorry, because some rooms remember what you lost. She drove away, but something pulled at her. By evening, she was back at the Evergreen Motel. She asked for room 317 again. That night, the laughter returned at exactly 3:13 a.m. This time, it was louder. Clara turned on every light. In the mirror above the dresser, she saw a faint reflection, a little girl in a red dress, standing behind her, smiling. Clara spun around. The room was empty. "Who are you?" she whispered into the silence. The girl's voice came from the corner now. "You named me Lily. You said I had your smile." Clara's knees buckled. Years ago, she had been pregnant. She had been young, scared, and alone. The choice she made still haunted her in quiet moments, but she had buried it deep. She had told no one, not even herself, most days. The voice continued, soft and patient. "I've been waiting here. This room catches echoes of things people try to leave behind." Night after night, Clara stayed. She stopped leaving during the day. She ordered food to the room and spoke to the little voice that grew clearer each time. Lily told her stories about the park they never visited, the birthday cakes they never baked, the songs Clara used to hum before everything changed. One evening, Roy knocked on the door. He looked older than before. "You've been here 9 days, he said. "That's longer than anyone." Clara stood in the doorway, pale and exhausted, but strangely calm. "She's real, isn't she?" Roy nodded slowly. The motel was built on old land, sad land. Some echoes get stuck. They find people who still carry the same sadness. They offer a second chance, but it costs something. "What does it cost?" Clara asked. Roy glanced down the empty hallway. "The longer you stay with the echo, the more of your own life starts to fade. Memories, years, pieces of who you are. Eventually, you become the echo, and someone else checks into the room." Clara closed the door without answering. On the 12th night, Lily's voice was stronger than ever. She asked Clara to read her a bedtime story. Clara sat on the edge of the bed, reading from an old children's book she found in the drawer, her voice cracking with emotions she had never allowed herself to feel. As she finished the last page, Lily appeared fully for the first time, a beautiful little girl with Clara's eyes, sitting cross-legged on the carpet. "Will you stay with me forever, Mommy?" Lily asked, reaching out her small hand. Clara looked at the hand. It looked warm, real.
"Will you stay with me forever, Mommy?" Lily asked, reaching out her small hand. Clara looked at the hand.
It looked warm, real. She thought about her empty life outside this room. The job she hated, the apartment where no one waited, the years stretching ahead with nothing but silence. Tears ran down her face. "I'm sorry I left you," Clara whispered. "I was so scared." Lily smiled. "It's okay. We can play now, every day." Clara reached out and took the little girl's hand. It felt solid. The lamp flickered once. In the morning, Roy walked up to room 317 with a master key. The bed was made, the suitcase was gone, but on the nightstand sat a small red hair ribbon that hadn't been there before. He sighed, picked it up, and placed it in a drawer with dozens of other small, forgotten things. Then he went back downstairs to wait for the next guest who looked like they were running from something they could never outrun. And somewhere in room 317, soft laughter echoed again at 3:13 a.m., waiting patiently for the next mother who still carried the same quiet regret.